Good morning. My name is Alistair, and I'm responsible for firing the noonday gun 12 every day. So what you're looking at here is Cape Town's oldest tradition and also the oldest two cannons in daily use in the world. So the cannons were manufactured in 1794 in Woolwich, England, and they were used in the Battle of Muizenberg. That was in 1795. That is actually how the cannons ended up here in Cape Town. So the Battle of Muizenberg was basically a battle between the British and the Dutch. British defeated the Dutch within one day. They left the cannons behind, went back in 1803, and after 1803 the cannons were taken to the castle, and at the castle they started with the firing of the cannons, but they only used the cannons as time guns. So that was mainly for all the sailors. So whenever they hear the cannon or see the smoke, they would then synchronize their ship's chronometers. Okay, in 1795, when they used the cannons in the Battle of Muizenberg, they were loaded with 3 kilograms of gunpowder and around 18-pounder cannonballs. Gunpowder comes in this bag. The bag is made of special material. So when I load the cannon, I'll put the bag just like this into the cannon. Once the cannon goes, so the 3 kilograms of gunpowder gave the cannons a maximum range of 800 meters, which is not that far. In 1806, when they used the cannons as time guns, they were only loaded with the 3 kilograms of gunpowder, no cannonballs. So up to today, there's no cannonballs. It only makes a loud noise and a lot of smoke. Now the firing mechanism is the electronic part of the cannon. That's why you see the wires connected to it. There's also a firing pin over there. So I will then put the detonator in here, put the firing mechanism, and then wait for the signal. In the beginning, 1800s, Cape Town used to be a farm, and as Cape Town developed and grew, they decided to bring the cannons up here, and that was in 4th of August 1902. So the place here is called Lions Battery, and it was used to protect the bay during the Second World War. But they didn't use these two cannons. They used the 9.2-inch barrel cannons that were just mounted here behind me, and those cannons were used to protect the bay. They were loaded with 25 kilograms of gunpowder, and they had a maximum range of about 43 kilometers. So the cannons were never used, and after the Second World War they removed the cannons from the battery. The noonday gun was actually, as I said, they were brought up here 4th of August 1902, but the place itself wasn't open for the public. They only decided to open the place for the public 1st of February 1997. And when they opened the place for the public, they also reduced the amount of gunpowder from 3 to 1.5 kilos, and that was for safety. Because with the 3 kilograms of gunpowder, the sailors could hear the cannon about 22 kilometers away from here, so it was quite loud. The 1.5 kilos, much more safer. You can hear the cannon about 10-11 kilometers away from here, but it also depends on the weather. Okay, so, and then also on our board down below gets hold, it displays the date and the firing number. The firing number is the amount of times that the cannons are firing in Cape Town since February 1806 up to today. That is every day besides Sundays and public holidays, and it's also the amount of times between the two cannons. Because we have the two cannons, but we only use one every day alternatively. But I also load both of them just in case I get a misfire on the one, then I have a backup one. Yes. So the cannon also fires automatically from the South African Astronomical Observatory. At the Astronomical Observatory, everything is computerized. So 80 milliseconds, 80 milliseconds before 12, the signal comes from the Astronomical Observatory, and exactly 12 o'clock the cannon will be firing. Astronomical Observatory is actually where they get the time from. They get the time from the Greenwich via satellite, and we get the time from them by GPS. So I can hear your question is, how did the cannon fire before fires automatically or electronically? It was fired still from the Astronomical Observatory, but they had a flare pistol. So the person that used to fire the cannon, he had to stand behind the cannon, look at towards the astronomical observatory, which was a royal observatory in those years. So there was also somebody at the observatory, which then in turn fire a flare up in the sky. So the person that was working at the noon gun at that time, when he sees the flare, would then light the fuse, because the firing mechanism, which is a silver part on top of the cannon, it was not there. There was a hole on top of the cannon, so he had to put the fuse in there. When he sees the flare, light the fuse, and then run away from the cannon. That is how it used to work. It was not exactly the exact time, it was around about, because of course the fuse takes some time to set the gunpowder alight. So that was in, I think it's 1944, they moved to the telephone line. So the telephone line was connected from the astronomical observatory to our clock, and then we got the signal from the astronomical observatory via the telephone line. And then that is how the cannon fired. But about 2 years ago, they changed it to the GPS system, which is much more, how can I say, much more reliable. Yes, so we're getting visitors from all over the world watching the noon gun fire. It's not the only one in the world, but it's the oldest one in the daily use in the world. But it's also a bit too loud for you to stand over here, but normally everyone stands underneath the tree, nice in the shade there, or if you want to stand on that side, you're welcome to stand over there. So what I will do is, I will be giving you a countdown as from 10 seconds. If you want to, you can just use your fingers to block your ears. We get visitors every single day of the year, except for the Sundays and public holidays that the cannon doesn't fire. Even that days we get people standing outside of the gate, but we get, normally during the year we get, I would say, there's always people here, between 10 and 50, 60, but when it comes to season time, we always get up to 100 plus, yes. A day? A day, yes. On Saturdays there are always more, because most of the people working in the week, or those who come during the week, they come on a Saturday. I was looking for the countdown.
And what do you think attracts tourists mostly here?
Because it's Cape Town's oldest living tradition. I think that is why people want to see the noonday gun. And but when people come here and they look at the beautiful view in Cape Town, I think that is also what attracts them here. I get questions like, what comes out of the cannon when it fires, and who's collecting the cannonballs that's coming out, and those type of questions. How loud it is, how many decibels, how far can you hear the cannon, and does it have any misfires, or how many times does it misfire? Why do you have two cannons? Those type of questions do I get every day. We had one occasion yesterday that it misfire. This was about the 7th of January 2005, yes. But there was a problem between, we still had to use the telephone line, so there was a problem between the timer room and the control room and the cannon itself. So there was nothing you could do, as both the cannons misfired.
Tourist TV South Africa. The adverts, the videos, the channel.